out at Madison Square Park, where this morning they held the opening ceremonies. We just want to give you a taste of what you missed earlier on.
Please, let's make New York ring from the Battery up to Inwood and in all the 5 boroughs with praise for our veterans community.
And I want to start by, on behalf of the governor, thanking all of our veterans, both past and present, those who are serving today, thanking you for your service, your sacrifice.
To all those who served in World War II, in Korea, in Vietnam, in Desert Storm, in Iraq and Afghanistan, and to all those who served in peacetime to prevent future wars, thank you for your service.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
All right, those were some moving words and images, but we have a lot more to come. Right now, we'll send back up to the booth.
All right, what a great ceremony it was. And look, golf carts.
And America Carrier Veterans, I believe they're talking about aircraft carriers.
Correct.
And Paul, for all your service, I think I'm the only one at the table who's actually landed on an aircraft carrier.
And what was that like? Did you ever miss? I want to know.
Oh my goodness. You missed a lot, absolutely. But missing was not the worst thing in the world. It was actually part of the kind of the safety procedures. If you missed, you went to full power. Actually, every time you landed, whether you caught a wire or you didn't, you would go to full power and take off again. That's all.
That's
and
it?
Then
you
try
wouldn't
it
land
again.
in the water or anything like that?
No.
Okay, just checking. I mean, I sit next to you every morning. You know, I feel like we have splash landings a lot.
The USS America, I actually landed on that ship once in 1994. All right, let's check in with Mike Woods. He's on 5th Avenue. Mike?
All right, Greg, Rosanna, Paul. We are on 5th Avenue, and we have Feng Wong with us, the National Commander of the American Legion. Thank you so much for stopping here.
Thank you.
And this is a great day. I mean, you are really love the parade, and every day, really, when it comes to being a veteran.
Well, this is Veterans Day. This is the one day that we officially recognize the contribution and sacrifice of all the veterans. So I'm very glad to be here.
Yes, and you say that it's really not about just one day, but really all the time that folks really need to recognize and appreciate the work that the military folks do for us.
Absolutely. We should recognize and help the veterans all year round, especially after their sacrifice for us, for the whole country. So at this time and age when we have more veterans coming home from Afghanistan and Iraq, it's more important that we understand and appreciate their sacrifice and understand their need. So we should be prepared to help them find jobs, resettle, and get back to the community being a productive citizen.
Because we have to get them readjusted back to living back in the country, or the homeland, and just getting back to life as usual, and also, I'm sure, taking care of their families.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what the American Legion's here for. We're ready to support them. We're ready to help them.
Very good, Feng Wong. So you're the national commander for 1 year, and then you have to pass the buck to the next person in line. So, but there's a lot of good folks like you doing great work. So
absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
That you do, and all the best.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, you got it. You got it. All right, Greg, Rosanna.
All right, we're looking at the Mountain Ridge High School Band from Maryland, all the way up to New York City.
Little hard hat. I saw a 12-year-old construction worker there.
You did?
All right, it is 1:45. Getting a little bit hungry. You know what? Real quick, Paul. Real quick, I want to know what it was like to eat during combat in Vietnam. What did you rely on over there?
Peaches and crackers out of the sea ration can, and in the midst of a combat battle, I'll never forget it, because we were going to bring in food that night, through the fire, bullets flying around, a little kid comes crawling over, and I said, "What do you want?" He said, "Sir, the guys in the foxhole want to know we have an ice cream." I said, "No," and he went back.
That was it.
I couldn't believe it. I said, he risked his life to ask the question, and we have an ice cream. And I said, "That's an airborne soldier for you."
Today you can get 31 flavors in Afghanistan. They do treat the folks well over there. All right, we have to go back to our special correspondent, Elise Zwick. She's on 5th Avenue.
I'm here with Vince McGowan, the president of the United War Veterans Council.
Hey Vince, how are you doing?
Doing well, Elise. We have a beautiful autumn day here. New York has come out. We have over 1 million people on Fifth Avenue. Corporate America is supporting this parade, unlike it's ever been supported before. New York City and New York State have, and the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey have really helped in making all of this happen today. So I've never seen this kind of cooperation. I really feel that we've crossed the threshold, and now that the veterans community has fully established its value in the community, that jobs are opening up. School is becoming almost a requirement for the young guys and gals coming out, and the city is falling in love with veterans again. So it's a great thing.
Well, that must be great. As a Vietnam vet, you were one of the first people to walk in this parade. So tell us, how you see it now and the scale that it's become now. How does that make you feel as a Vietnam veteran?
Well, the city and the country did not always treat veterans well. And those mistakes of the 60s and 70s were manifested in the poor attendance and the almost loss of the parade in the 80s. And the United War Veterans Council took on the responsibility to rebuild it. And here we are now in the first decade, or the beginning of the second decade of this new century, moving into the War of 1812 anniversary next year, with a street full of people, marching bands from 22 different states. The infrastructure of the city is just working with us, and the cooperation level has never been so great. So I'm feeling very good about it, to answer your question.
Well, we'll make sure we'll never forget. Yes. Now back to you, Rosanna and Greg.
So much, Elise. All right, we're looking at some great marching bands. And did you see the faces in the crowds? People are really enjoying themselves. And hats off to all our men and women who serve our country so proudly.
Rosanna, no problem.
Yes, hats off to you, Greg and Paul.
Well, that thought would be very nice of you. One thing that
we are all here because you guys are over there, and we appreciate it so much. We couldn't be more proud, and happy Veterans Day. We're thinking of you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the armed forces, I'd like to say thanks for your hard work and sacrifice, and I know your families and everyone supports you, and happy Veterans Day.
The Strategic Air Command. I believe, Paul Bucca, that they are the ones who are responsible for delivering nuclear weapons
They're the
to
ones
the enemy.
that are responsible for the projecting of the battlefield around the world. B-52s, B-2s, that type of thing.
Sounds dangerous.
It sounds very dangerous,
well,
especially if it's not the right person in charge or the wrong country gets it.
They helped win the Cold War. That's
correct.
That's for sure.
Well, welcome to our coverage of the New York City Veterans Day Parade on 11/11/11. It's a little nippy in the air, but everybody seems to be enjoying this great parade.
I want to introduce you to our next guest, Lieutenant Colonel Kathleen Malone. She's an Army nurse who works here in New York, I believe,
Yes,
right?
I do. I work over at the VA in Brooklyn.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, you're active duty?
I'm in the reserves right now.
In the reserves?
Yes.
But you're in the reserves, but your full-time job, you're working for vets at the same time.
Absolutely.
Now, you've served all over the world.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit of what you did.
Okay, my first experience overseas was with Desert Storm back in 1991, and I can't believe it's been 20 years since Desert Storm happened.
I remember that.
I was a brand new second lieutenant, and since then I was stationed over in Korea, and I was stationed over in Germany.
Always as a nurse?
Always as a nurse.
At a MASH when you were in Desert Storm?
Desert Storm, I was with the Combat Support Hospital, 41st Combat Support Hospital.
How do you comfort these people? I mean, it's one-on-one, and I'm sure you've seen some horrible things.
Yes, I have. You just do it. It's just the instinct in you, and it's something that we've trained in nursing school, and it's something that you just do, and you feel satisfied knowing that you made a difference.
Well, I've watched a lot of MASH with Alan Alda.
I'm sure you have.
Hotlet's Houlihan. Let me ask you something. How realistic was that show?
Pretty realistic.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a way to cope, and you get along with everybody, and it's just everybody supports one another.
I want to tell you that everybody talks about the injuries and wounds of war.
Right.
This mysterious, miraculous military health care has taken so many people from the battlefields that in other wars would have been in the KIA category, the killed in action. And you've saved them.
Absolutely.
And you've brought them back to resume their lives and
Absolutely.
be contributing to our society. So from one soldier to you, thank you for that wonderful chore that you do.
Thank you. And thank you for your service. And Greg, thank you for your service. I know you've served.
Not at all. It was nothing. No, the Marine Corps is very good to me, and I'm just honored to, and I really feel privileged to have had the opportunity. But Paul brings up an important point. We have people returning from war right now who would not have returned from previous conflicts because of the technology and because of the skill of people like you.
Absolutely. Well, what I do in the reserves is I teach combat lifesaver for the 68 Whiskies, who are the combat medics, and we teach self-aid and buddy aid. And with the application of the tourniquets, with fixing the chest wounds and stopping the bleeding, we have come a long way in saving the soldiers.
So are you at the VA hospital in Diker Heights?
Yes. Bay Ridge.
Bay Ridge.
Yes.
Okay, my old
right there.
stomping grounds.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you so much.
Lieutenant Colonel Kathleen Malone. All right, it's time to go to Elise. She has a very special guest on Fifth Avenue. Hi, Elise.
I'm here with Robin McCarthy. She is a Blue Star mother. Hey, Robin, can you tell us a little bit about what a Blue Star mother is? And you're a veteran as well, I hear. So if you can tell us about that as well in your service.
Thank you. A Blue Star mother is someone who has a son or daughter in the service or anyone who has been in the service. And we've been around since 1942. So this year will be our 70th anniversary. We're thrilled to be here today.
Well, it's so special to have you here. Now, what's a very important memory that you have?
As a Blue Star mother, probably when I got a call from one of my sons. I had both boys in combat zones. One was in Iraq, one was in Afghanistan at the same time. They were only going to overlap for about 5 weeks, and my oldest son got extended for 5 months. So they were gone at the same time. And on Mother's Day, my oldest son called me at about 5:05 a.m. one morning, and I sat up on the phone, talking to him on the phone, and then about 10 minutes later, my other son called from Iraq on my other phone. So I took the two phones and let them talk to each other and listen to them. What kind of weapon have you got? Well, I'm carrying and I got to overhear their conversation on Mother's Day, so that was probably my happiest moment.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. It sounds so special. Stay with us as we come back and honor more service along the parade route.
Here we go, boys! I had to stare down with death, and I won.
Gentlemen, from now on, we're going to have to earn our stories.
Here we go, boys!
Probably one of the most honorable places in America.
Let's go!
I'm proud to have served with each and every one of you.
History's full of wars that are fought for 100 different reasons. I have to believe that it's all worthwhile because our cause is just.